The old Ghoulam house. It sat high on Spook Hill. Everyone in our neighborhood said it was haunted. Properly haunted, they reckoned. No one ever went near it, especially not after the sun went down. Its windows were like dark, empty eyes. The paint peeled like really bad sunburn. It just looked hungry, that old house. Waiting. Weeds as tall as me choked the garden. A rusty old gate groaned terribly. It whined whenever the wind blew, like some sad, trapped animal it was. The big front door was boarded up. Mostly anyway, someone had been there. One wooden board now hung loose. A dark, inviting gap showed through. It was practically daring you to come inside. My mates all said ghosts lived there. Old Man Ghoulam was one of them. He just vanished one day, they whispered. Poof! Just like that, he was gone. His wife, Mrs. Ghoulam, disappeared too. Now their unhappy spirits roamed the halls. Maybe they were looking for some company, or maybe, just maybe, they were still looking for a little bit of revenge. Go on then, Jabu, Sifo dared me. His eyes had a wicked, mischievous gleam. Prove you're not a total scaredy-cat man. A crisp 100 Rand note was the prize. That was the bet sitting on the table, 100 Rand just to step inside and stay for only 5 short minutes. Easy peasy, I thought to myself then. I was so very, very wrong about that. Dead wrong, you might even say. My name is Jabu, you see, and I'm not usually the scared type, but the house on Spook Hill, it felt different somehow. Colder. My heart thumped like a trapped bird right there inside my heaving chest. I took a very deep breath. The air tasted like old dust, and something else too, something ancient. I started walking towards the creepy house. Each step felt heavy like lead. My old tackies crunched on the gravel path. The sound seemed far too loud. The house loomed bigger and bigger still, and those windows just stared straight at me. I felt a sudden, unexpected chill. Even though it was a warm afternoon, this was a truly bad idea, I knew. I finally reached that loose wooden board, the one nailed across the front door. It creaked loudly as I pulled it. A dark, narrow hole appeared behind it. A puff of stale air hit my face. It smelled like old socks and rotten wood, and something sickly sweet underneath it all. Too sweet. I squeezed myself through into the darkness that waited inside. Inside it was dark, so very dark. Dust motes danced in the thin light. The light came from the gap I made. Cobwebs hung like spooky gray decorations. For a party I definitely didn't want to attend. Silence. A heavy listening kind of silence. It felt like it was waiting for me. It felt like the whole house was holding its breath just for me. I tiptoed carefully into a big room. A living room, I thought it was. The furniture was covered in white sheets. They looked like lumpy, still ghosts. A huge grandfather clock stood silent there. Its long hands were frozen, pointing at midnight. Or maybe it was midday. A cold spot suddenly hit me hard. My skin prickled all over. Brr, it was cold. A floorboard creaked loudly. Right behind me. I spun around really, really fast. There was nothing there at all. Just long shadows playing tricks on my eyes. Hello? I whispered into the gloom. My voice sounded so small and tiny, only the swirling dust seemed to answer, settling softly all around the room. Or was that a soft, sad sigh? I saw a dark staircase in the hall. It was leading up into more darkness. Each wooden step looked old and weak, dangerous even. I hesitated for a bit, but I had to explore further, you see, for the bet. I was no quitter. I put my foot on the first step. Creak! It groaned loudly under my weight. I felt eyes on me, watching me. Then I heard it, clear as anything, a soft little giggle, a girl's giggle. It seemed to come from upstairs. My blood ran cold, like ice water. No one was supposed to be here except for me and the Ghoulam ghosts. Who's there? I called out bravely, louder this time. My voice shook. Silence again, but this silence felt different, angry. I just had to see who it was. I climbed the creaking stairs slowly, so slowly. Each creak sounded like a small scream in the awful heavy quiet of the house. I finally reached the top landing. A long dark hallway stretched before me. Doors lined each side. All were closed except for one. Right at the very end, it was slightly open, a sliver of blackness. I walked towards that beckoning door. My legs felt like wobbly jelly now. I peeked cautiously inside the gloomy room. It was a child's bedroom, I realized. A small dusty bed stood in one corner. Old toys were scattered on the floor. A single doll sat on a tiny chair, staring right at me. It was chilling. Its painted eyes were wide and unblinking. Suddenly the doll's head turned, click. Its painted smile seemed to widen. "Welcome to my special party," it whispered. The tiny voice came from the doll. The bedroom door slammed shut behind me. Bang! I was trapped, completely and utterly trapped. The room went icy, freezing cold. The little doll giggled again, a dry sound. "We've been expecting you," it said sweetly. Then the other old toys started to move, stiffly at first, then more quickly, jerkily. They all turned towards me one by one. Their eyes glowed faintly in the dim light. Red. "You're just in time," the doll cooed softly. Its voice was like sugar but rotten. We really needed a brand new guest. I screamed then. A long loud scream, but no one could hear, no one ever heard. The guests who came to Ghoulam House.